Hey, how's it going, guys? So these are 3D printed parts that make it way easier to brass your Retaliator. Right now, I offer it for the Retaliator or the Elite Alpha Trooper. I'll be offering it for other Retaliates like Rampage, Delta Trooper, Slingfire in the future, so stay tuned. But it's composed of two primary parts. The first is the bolt, and this attaches to the stock bolt sled with the stock pin. You'll fit your 3 inches of 9/16 inch brass inside the bolt. It's a tight fit, so you'll want to use a soft surface like a towel to press it in, and you'll epoxy it in place there. You'll then take a Dremel rotary tool cutoff wheel to cut along the outline of the 3D printed part so that the brass sits flush. So you especially want the brass to sit flush with the 3D printed part bolt right here. And then you'll take your Dremel polishing wheel and polish up the edges all along the inside of the brass here to make sure it slides very smoothly with the barrel. That's very important. The next part is what I'm calling the barrel nest. And this is what ensures a tight lockup and ensures that the brass is properly centered in the stock barrel, and so it'll feed correctly. What you'll do is you'll take your 3 inches of 17/32 brass and fit it in here, and you'll epoxy it in place, making sure that you leave 3 to 3.5 millimeters of brass poking at the end here. So it should look like this. It's 3 to 3.5 millimeters to the edge of the 3D printed part. And once you have the brass glued in place here, what you'll do is you'll epoxy it into the stock barrel. And the way you do this is you insert your bolt, push it to the very end with the bolt sled, and then you can just push in this entire barrel nest mechanism until you can't anymore. And that's going to make sure that it lines up properly and is epoxied in at the correct location. And again, it's really important that you polish the edges of all your brass so they slide smoothly. Now, I mentioned I do offer this for the Elite Alpha Trooper as well. Here's what the Elite Alpha Trooper bolt looks like. It's a little bit longer compared to the Retaliator versus the stock bolt. The main advantage of these 3D printed parts is you don't have to spend hours reaming out or drilling out your bolt. The brass just slides right in, and you don't have to, again, spend hours tuning the brass to make sure it lines up perfectly, because the barrel nest accomplishes that for you. Now, when I mail it to you, I'm going to send it in 2 parts. The bolt will just fit together like that, and you'll want to epoxy it together. But that actually ensures that it prints really nicely, and it's cheaper to ship too. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks.